300 million people around the world have depression, according to the World Health Organization, and a whopping 1.38 billion have anxiety. What if these issues just simply didn't exist? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions, the channel that looks to answer all of your burning queries, big or small, or even those fleeting, silly questions that pop into your brain because we think every question is worth answering. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today I'm asking, what if depression and anxiety didn't exist? Before we get into this video, why don't we make the comments a helpful and welcoming place to be? Why don't you let me know what you do when you're feeling depressed or anxious and how you calm yourself down and center yourself. Now this feels like a really good time to mention our video sponsor, the Degrees of Comfort weighted blanket. There is a lot of scientific research behind the benefits of a weighted blanket for those suffering with depression, anxiety, PTSD, and even autism. The deep touch pressure has a calming effect on the body, which helps decrease blood pressure, heart rate, and regulates moods. I love blankets in bed, but I also love them snuggling down on the couch. Now the Degrees of Comfort blanket is perfect for this. The blanket is one of the most popular and comfortable weighted blankets on the market. They have two different types of duvet covers for hot and cold sleepers, and the blanket is made with advanced nano-ceramic beads that make it durable and really silky and comfortable. It feels nice on the skin and it helps you feel nice inside. If you are suffering with anxiety or just want a lovely blanket, then do check out the link in the description box. Okay, so depression and anxiety, two of life's great gremlins. Over the years it has had many names: melancholia, hysteria, nervousness, and sometimes even madness. Depression has been noted throughout documented history. In Greek times, they thought that when a person was depressed, their humours were imbalanced. They had too much black bile. Interestingly, they chose the darkest of colours to represent that. Ideas about melancholia were developed further in the Islamic Golden Age. These days, 18.5% of the world's population will experience serious anxiety in their time, with 100% having a brush with the emotion at some point. Depression, of course, is very hard to define, but it is suspected that 4% of the world's population suffers from clinically diagnosed depression, although we, of course, all do have our down days. There are some people that think depression and anxiety simply don't exist, but scientific evidence and the long history of its mention seem to suggest otherwise. It's a dysregulation of normal brain functions that controls our moods and emotions. Some people can be genetically prone to depression, other people can develop it in response to life events, and sometimes there's just no rational explanation whatsoever. Let's just say it. A world without depression and anxiety would be pretty great. Anxiety can be crippling. It is characterized by feeling nervous and tense, an increased heart rate, rapid breathing, feeling tired and weak, trembling, overwhelming worry and fear, and often an urge to stay in the house and avoid everything that could trigger worry. Anxiety means that at some point in their lives, over 1 billion people worldwide will feel like they simply can't cope. And then we get to depression, anxiety's older, nastier big brother. People who suffer from depression have trouble concentrating, making decisions, and remembering details. They'll feel tired and worthless and helpless and guilty. They may even struggle to sleep and eat. They'll be restless and irritable. Everything that normally feels easy, like simply getting out of bed and making breakfast, will be a struggle. In the worst of cases of depression, often people do turn to suicide. According to the World Health Organization, 800,000 people die by suicide each year, and many more attempt it. In a world without depression, almost all of these people would be saved. While it is nice to imagine a happy, carefree world where everyone gets along, lives their best lives completely unhindered by fear, bounces back after a breakup or the loss of a job, manages to smile while coping with the loss of a loved one, a world where everyone has a spring in their step after a good night of restful sleep, well, you know, unfortunately, that just isn't the reality. It isn't helpful to spend time wondering what the world would be like if depression and anxiety didn't exist. Instead, it's better to focus on what we can do to tackle the issues. How can we better support people who are suffering from anxiety and depression? To create a world where depression and anxiety are less harmful to us than they are now, we need kindness and understanding, free access to psychotherapy, further research into chemical triggers. We need more funding for training specialized health workers. We need to reduce the exposure people have to drugs and alcohol. We need to care for people with substance abuse disorders and chronic pain. We need the media to report more sensitively. We need to encourage taking a break and self-love and self-care. While there may not be a cure to anxiety and depression, it is proven that exercise, meditation, creative writing and drawing, spending time with animals, and eating a healthy, nutritious meal can absolutely help. And of course, natural remedies like aromatherapy oils and the use of weighted blankets, like the Degrees of Comfort weighted blanket, can help too. I really hope that any of you watching who struggles know that you aren't alone. I'm lucky in that I haven't really struggled with depression, but I absolutely do get very anxious. Before we wrap up this video, I'll share my tips with you. So when I'm mentally struggling, I do two things. When something's worrying me or getting me down, I write a list of everything that I can do about it and everything that's out of my control. Then I get rid of my phone. That's pretty important. I sit in my room on my bed and I close my eyes and count to 10. Then I breathe in and breathe out, slowly imagining all of the stress of the things that I can't control as a tight ball in my chest. And then as I keep on breathing, I imagine pushing that ball outside of me. I imagine it in front of me, and then I imagine unraveling that ball and releasing all of that worry into the universe. It's no use trying to control the things that are out of your control, and that exercise really helps me do that. I hope it's helpful for you to know. Let me know, guys, what you do to manage anxiety and depression in the comments section down below, and perhaps this video can be really helpful to people who are struggling. Again, thank you to our video sponsor, Degrees of Comfort. I really do recommend their weighted blanket. So once again, do click on the link in the description box down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do leave a thumbs up and click on the notification bell if you haven't already. I'm your host, Rebecca Felgate. Never forget that I'm here for you. I'll catch you guys in the next video, but until then, stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.